Hi, I'm Gene Cady, head basketball coach at Purdue University. Today, please call on your pledges to the Jerry Lewis Telethon. Help Jerry's kids.
How about it, everybody? Welcome back to Purdue University. I'm Mike Pickett, along with Chris Morrissey and Mike Prangley and Susan Clisby and Jared Chaffman and a cast of hundreds as we're sitting here ready to take your calls, ready to make wonderful things happen in the greater Lafayette community between now and 6 o'clock as we raise the money that it takes to fund the research and fund the products that are needed to cope with muscular dystrophy in this country. We want you to make a phone call to 743-1880. We're going to be asking you in a number of ways in the next few minutes to make that phone call, but we want you to think about it. But we want Jared
is
to do your thing.
Pop
This
those
guy's
balloons
been
and
popping
show us
balloons,
where we are.
and he's doing it like a pro. Let's see where we stand.
Go to it, Jared. Good job.
$163,444. Ladies and gentlemen of Lafayette, that's a good start, but we're not there yet. We've got a ways to go, and so we want you to be a part of this, to make a move over toward your telephone and make the call, make the pledge, and in the next few minutes we'll tell you just how important that is. But first, Mike Prangley.
Yes, a mainstay here at MDA, believe it or not. We've got Jerry Schoaf. We all can believe it because he's come from Attica, and tell me about what's going on here. From the Attica Moose Lodge, we've got Jerry Schoaf. Tell us what you have as far as the donation goes.
We have $3,558 that was raised through an MDA lockup just about a year ago. We have a new MDA lockup scheduled for the 22nd of September at the local lodge, and we're hoping to do much better this year.
Very good. Well, you did really well with $3,558, and as Jerry and I were speaking earlier, what differentiates this part of the country from other parts of the country, the Midwest, is for volunteers, right, Jerry?
You bet. You bet.
We thank you very much. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay. So we have more phone calls coming in. We got to keep these phones moving. We're now in the home stretch, the last couple of hours. This is where we have to put it all together and keep it going. So please call 743-1880. And speaking of phones, let's go over to Mike.
About 2 weeks before every telethon, the Muscular Dystrophy Association invites basically one person from each of the local telethons to come to Los Angeles to meet with Jerry and to get updated on the research and find out how we really do this program. And I was fortunate to go this year, but it was especially fortunate for me because a guy stood up. The guy was 7 feet tall, and he stood up and said, "Jerry, I'm one of your biggest kids." And the guy's name was George Grams. George is a Purdue basketball player back in the mid-'60s, played for the university and went on and had a brief stint anyway, playing some pro ball. And maybe many of you out there who are more my age or a little bit older might remember George. But, well, George is one of Jerry's kids, and as he's doing a telethon himself today in Texas, he took some time to do this message for us. And here's what George has to say to all the Boilermakers.
Hi, I'm George Grams. Perhaps some of you remember me from the mid-'60s when I played center for Purdue. You know, I sure miss those days, but my heart is still in the area. I have kept touch with many of the people who gave me so many great memories while I was there. I often return to see my daughter Lisa and my grandkids Joe and Nikki. Like Mike, I am co-emceeing a local MDA telethon today. Right now I'm in San Antonio, Texas at KRRT. I'm proof that Jerry's kids come in all sizes and ages. I have Charcot-Marie tooth disease, more easily referred to as CMT. Though I didn't know I had it when I played for Purdue and later for the Los Angeles Lakers. I know firsthand what devastating effects neuromuscular disease can have. One of the side effects of CMT is extreme foot pain. Imagine how it must hurt if breaking a toe makes it easier to keep on playing. That was my circumstance. But many of Jerry's kids today hurt even more. I know how important MDA's research and local medical services are to affected individuals and families. We are so very close to ending the reign of these terrible diseases. I know that working together we can close them out forever. I want to tell you how grateful I am to the on-air talent and staff at all the stations in the Love Network, like Mike and WLFI. But you know, I'm mostly grateful to people like you. You've taken the work of the MDA so far. Now let's finish the job. Please call the numbers that you have seen on your screen today and pledge all you can afford. Thank you.
And I want to tell you, I was impressed when I met George. George is he's a big guy, but he's got a heart that's just as big as you could imagine. A wonderful personality, and he's coping with Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease in ways you have to appreciate this guy. And in fact, he told me the story of when he was diagnosed, and he had been going through a lot of problems with his feet, even during his basketball career. And the day that in 1984, when he and his wife sat with his doctor, and the doctor began to tell him just how serious this is, he started chuckling, and he said, "Now I know why I couldn't rebound." Now imagine this guy. You know, here's a guy who's been through it all. He's lived a lot of life. He's working for the Walmart Corporation now, and he's suffering, but he's doing something about it. He's involved in the telethon, and he's doing it not only for himself, because whatever happens, you know, it's not going to get any better for him. He's pretty much going to have to live with it. But what about the young people? Well, he's working for them, and he's a Boilermaker, and he's proud of it. And we want you to think about him and all you Boilermakers out there. We got some other Boilermakers that I want you to meet. We got a great crowd here. It's a little thing special for us. I've been doing this telethon for 15 years. You saw Nancy's high school prom picture earlier if you were watching. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet some healthy kids. I want you to meet Mike and Nancy's grandkids. Say hi. I'm not going to say hi, but Kevin Hitch wants that microphone. Kristen Hitch over here. Hi, Kristen. You say hi, Grandpa. No, Kristen's a little bit bashful. And Lizzie, Elizabeth Smith, is with us, as well as my wife, Nancy. Oh, yeah, that's your cousin, huh? Is that Kevin? Say hi. Hi, Kevin. Talk to the people. Yeah, don't eat the microphone. That's one of the first things they teach you in broadcast school is don't eat the microphone. I want you to think about these kids for a minute, because I do a lot. And I do it especially during the telethons, because, you know, we're talking about healthy kids. And most of the people who are out there have healthy kids, right? Yeah, here's one. He's going to be on television one of these. He wants this microphone. Well, you know, it's tough to interview some of the parents and to hear their stories and to try to place yourself in their positions. And, you know, both of my kids are sitting over here, and they grew up living healthy and happy lives, and they went to Purdue, and I'm proud of that, and they married Boilermakers, and I'm proud of that. But, you know, then I interview some of the people who aren't so fortunate, who from day one are devoting themselves to caring for a young person with muscular dystrophy. Folks, there are a lot of you out there with healthy kids or healthy grandkids, just like these kids. And no, settle down. Tell them how happy you are. I've been bragging about you for 3 days. Now be happy. Anyway, I want you to think about these kids. Think about your own kids. And when you make that phone call, you know, you're pledging for the future. And you're pledging for your kids. So that one day, we're going to resolve these problems. We're going to resolve the 40 neuromuscular diseases that Jerry Lewis has been fighting for, that Mike Piggott has been fighting for the 15 years, for 25 years. TV18 has been begging you to make that phone call so that we can raise our kids healthy, so that we don't have to worry about it. And so when these kids have kids, that muscular dystrophy is a thing of the past. And the only thing they'll ever remember Jerry Lewis for, if they remember him at all, hey, now don't start. Please don't. Be happy. There, talk to the mic. Yeah, he doesn't even want the microphone anymore. When these kids grow up, we want them to realize that Jerry Lewis was just a funny guy. That this telethon didn't even happen. Because it won't be important, because the diseases that Jerry has been fighting for will be long gone. Right, Kristen? Right. All right. I love it. So there you go. There's 3 healthy ones. There are a lot more of them out there, and you've got them. And I want you to think about yours and dial 743-1880. And when you dial 743-1880, make a pledge and say, hey, whoa, say, here's $10. And this $10 are for my healthy kids. Come here, Happy. Come here. Can you say goodbye to those people? Can you say bye? Say bye-bye. You say bye-bye real well. Say bye-bye. Well, anyway, Lizzie's a happy kid. And I hope you all have happy kids. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's go to Susan Clisby. Susan.
Thanks, Mike. You've got a great-looking family. I'm so glad that they're healthy, but there are a lot of children out here that aren't. So let's get those phones ringing. 743-1880. I have some pledges here. I'm over at the phone. See, they're starting to ring right now. Thank you. Dave White from Kokomo, $25. Susan Parkinson, West Lafayette, $15. Dennis from Lafayette, $15. Kay Chase, West Point, $15. Pete Pagan, Lafayette, $15. Morris and Liz Wetley, $15. They're from Fowler. Nice to hear from you, Benton County. Tom Brown, West Lafayette, $25. Curtis Faust, Monticello, $25.
And we've got a couple over here. Susan Vera Hildebrand gave $10 from Lafayette. Sheila Klinker, who's also volunteering her time and manning a phone, $50. And Jared's got a couple of names that he'd like to read. Who've you got there, Jared?
Fred Grant, $25 from Lafayette. Leah Diltz, $10 from Lafayette. And Scott Reed, $15 from Wolcott.
Very good. And we need you to keep making those pledges. We've got a little bit more to go. And Susan, you got more names?
Yes, I do, Chris. Pauline Schrader, Lafayette, $20. Larry and Joanne Hahn, Lafayette, $20. Barb and Jen Butler, West Lafayette, $20. The phones aren't ringing back here. Let's interview a couple of the guys that we have here. This guy might look familiar to you. Aren't you somebody we know?
I try to play basketball here sometimes.
What would you like to tell the people out here?
I would like to say go ahead, call in, donate money. It's for a good cause, for the Jerry Lewis Telethon. You know, it's held once a year on Labor Day. You know, it'd be a good idea to call in and pledge some money.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Nancy Sanchez, West Lafayette, $20. Betty Homer, West Lafayette, $20. Mike, have we got some more over there from you?
Yes, Doris Parks, thank you very much. $35 from Lafayette, that's Doris Parks. We also have Deborah Halsema from Battleground, Indiana, pledging $20. $25 from Deanne Feidler in Logansport, Indiana. Way to go, Logansport. In fact, let's get Logansport more involved. You're from Logansport. Let's get some more calls in from there. Also, we have David Garbert from Lafayette, pledging $25. These calls continue to come in. A lot of volunteers coming up, giving up their Labor Day to help out, and nothing would make them happier for you to call them. That's what it's all about, and helping out those kids out there. As we're running out of time here, let's just keep it coming. Chris, do you have more names for us?
We've got a White Star donor, Mike. Sherry Crockover, $100. Thank you very much, Sherry. And Jared, our ambassador, has got a couple more names to read. Who've you got there?
Cheryl Martin, $10 from Lafayette. Mabel Phillips, $5 from Lafayette. And Debbie Brunner, $25 from Dayton.
We're also hearing from people in Frankfurt and Delphi saying that they're not getting the phone calls they'd like to get. So please give a call if you're in Delphi. The number is at the bottom of the screen, also in Frankfurt. And the number here in Lafayette is 743-1880. Please call. Mike?
What do you say we start getting the phones ringing? There are a lot of people here who are volunteering their time on this Labor Day weekend. They're spending time here waiting to take your phone call. Let's make the phones ring. How much does it, what's a wheelchair cost? Stu, help me out here. What's it cost to buy a wheelchair? $1,700, I'm told, for one of those automatic wheelchairs. Well, we can do this, Lafayette. Let's see if we can raise enough money before we leave you to buy a wheelchair. Let's make those phone calls, 743-1880, and we're gonna buy a wheelchair. Let's hear some of those pledges. What do we have? What are these phone calls? What are the amounts we're getting? We are going to raise $1,700. How are you doing? You get any calls?
I just had one for $60.
$60. We'll take it. That's the start.
Mike, we've got 25 over here.
25, so that's at 85. What do you think here, Lizzie? We're on the way, huh?
Another 25.
25 more.
25 back here.
$40.
110 and 40. We're at $150. We're on our way. What do you think, huh? 6 minutes to go, and we've got to raise $1,700. I think we can do it.
$5 over here.
$5. Greg McQuay from the basketball team is over here. Greg, you had any phone calls yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, if we make these phone rings, he's on number 11, and we've only got about 15. So it's going to take a lot of calls to get Greg's number going, but he's a pretty special guy, and he gave up his time and came over and volunteered. His buddy Chad Kirkhoff next to him, he's getting lots of phone calls, but we got to make Greg's phone ring. The big guy plays in the middle. We're anxious to see him making the phone calls, taking the phone calls. So let's make the call. We've raised $155. Let's hear some more numbers.
$10 back here.
$10. $10, we're at $165.
$25 back here.
25, I like it. 35 more, says Sheila Klinker. 225. We want to raise $1,700.
We've got another $20 here, Mike.
$20 more. Christine and Company, Gretchen Falks, Amy Dawson, and Heather Bell are here taking your calls.
$5.
How about it, Heather? You had any yet?
I've had 3.
You've had 3?
Probably about $70 total.
Well, that's a good go. Okay, I heard Mike Prangley. You shouted a number. What was it?
Another $5.
Another 5.
$10 here.
$10 says Susan Clisby. We're at 260. How about it, Lizzie? You think we're going to get there?
We've got
Yeah, don't need the
$50.
microphone.
$50 back here, Mike.
50 bucks. I like it, Chris. Okay, we're at 310. Pardon? What do we have here, Jared? How much? How much? 25 plus 10 plus 50. We're on our way to paying for that wheelchair. 20 more. I like it. We've raised $415. We're working ourselves towards $1,700 because $1,700 will pay for one of those wheelchairs. Down here on the end of the line, President Stephen Beering and his wife Jane are taking some phone calls, taking some pledges, and we're certainly pleased that they're donating their time to us. And we'll have to talk to them, but they're just busy answering the phone, and that's just fine. That's why they're here. They didn't come to talk to me. They came to answer the phone calls and to take your pledges. $30 pledge, says Susan Clisby.
And a $25
to put us at
here.
445, 25 more. Ladies and gentlemen, we raised 470. That won't buy a wheelchair, but at least that'll send a young person to camp for a week, and that's important too, right?
15
right,
here.
Grandpa. 15, I heard 15. Now we're at $485. 485, 743-1880. That's the phone number to call, 743-1880.
25 here,
25,
Mike.
I heard 25. That puts us over $500.
$25.
$1,700. We got 25, and we're at 535. Greg McQuay is on the phone. That's a good thing. That means that all the phones must be ringing, and that's important. One person from the bait sitting in the back hasn't got a phone in her ear. That's Sue. Sue, stand up. Oh, there
She
goes
doesn't
your
have to
phone.
stand up,
Okay,
the
that
phone
may be
rang.
all. Jane Beering. Welcome, Jane.
Nice to be with you.
You just took a pledge, did you?
Yes.
How much?
$5.
A $5 pledge. All right. Thank you, Mrs. Beering. We're now at $540. Our effort is to raise $1,700 in the next few minutes. The number to call to do that is 743-1880. You know, 3 minutes to go. Can we do it? Well, that's going to be pushing, but we're going to try. Let's get all the
$25,
phones
Mike.
busy.
Add another 25.
I heard 25 more. We're now at 590.
We've got $30.
We got 30.
25 here.
25 more. We're at $645. We're working our way towards $1,700.
Another
Amy, that's a smile. Does
$25.
that mean you took one?
That means I finally got another call for $25.
$25. Thank you, Amy. Chris had 25. That puts us at $695. But we're on our way. We're on our way, but we're not there yet.
Another $25.
25 more. Thank you, Mike Prangley. So in that little bit of time now, we've raised $720.
And
Mike, I
another
have $300.
$25.
25.
Go ahead, Susan.
Mike, I have $300
Oh,
over
my
here.
goodness, $300.
There you go.
Mike
That's what we
Robinson
need.
took that phone call. Susan Clisby announced it. We're over 1,000. So we'd like
Getting
to raise
closer to that
700 more.
wheelchair. Getting
Pardon?
closer to that wheelchair.
We're getting closer to buying a wheelchair. Not that we like wheelchairs, but it's a necessity. And the Muscular Dystrophy Association. How much? Chad Kirchhoff, what'd you get?
$100 from Collision Works.
Hey, thank you, Chad. And thank you, Collision Works. 1145. We're at 1145. We're working our way towards 1,700. Help us out, folks. Give us a call.
$100 over here.
I heard 100. Did I hear 100?
$100.
That puts us at 1245. The baby's getting heavy. Whoop. Okay.
$25.
Baby's ready to go back to mom. However, we're cooking. We're cooking. We're on our way. There you go. All right.
25 more dollars.
25. I like to hear it. We're at $1,270. A minute to go.
$5.
Let's see it. $5. Let's keep it up. 1 minute to go, and we're at $12.75. Let's make those phones ring, Lafayette. The number to call is 743-1880. $743-1880. I heard 25. We've raised $1,300.
25.
25 more.
20.
20.
30.
30.
20.
I heard 20. 30 seconds to go. We're at $13.95.
$100,
100.
Mike.
That sounds good to me.
From Lloyd and Melissa Crow.
$14.95. What you got, Sheila? $100. Sheila Clinker got it. We're almost there. We need another $105. Can we do it real quick? Somebody make that phone call right now and say, I've got $105. Call 743-1880. Got one here? How much?
$100.
$100. I liked it. $25, we're over the top. Lafayette, we did it. 1720. Jared, get your thing out.
All right.
Pop those balloons and let's see where we
Show
stand.
us where we are.
$167,002. How about that, Lafayette? You're wonderful. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back in a little bit, but first, let's go to Television City in Hollywood.
Contributions, these kids wouldn't have all the activities they partake in, and we really need your help out there. So please call 743-1880. In fact, Megan wanted to do something special to help some calls come in. She wanted to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. We've been practicing this, but of course we're here on live TV, so we'll see how it works out here. Megan, you want to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Here. How I wonder
My balloon.
what you are.
That's my balloon.
Yeah, here's your balloon. Up above the world so high. So keep those phones ringing even though we didn't get through Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. You're making a lot of kids happy, keeping that hope in their eyes and that twinkle in their eyes and that twinkle, twinkle, little star. Right, Megan? You want to say bye?
Bye.
Okay, and thank you very much. And let's go back to Chris Marissi.
I'm here with some volunteers and people throughout the community make up the contributions that we've tallied on our tote board. We've got a gentleman here joining me. What's your name? What organization, if any, and how did you raise your money?
My name's Michael Parker. I'm from Crawfordsville, and I just done a roadblock by myself for 4 days, and I raised the amount of $1,007.32.
Wow, that shows you what one person can do. $1,000. Thank you very much. And where did you do your roadblock in Crawfordsville?
Right at Darlington Avenue and East Market Street.
So thank you to you, and thank you to all the people who contributed. And also from the Clarks Hill Fire Department, what's your name?
My name's Dustin Winger.
And how did you all raise your money?
We did a Fill the Boot program on US 52 and 28.
And when did you do that?
This past Saturday and the Saturday before that.
And how many members of your department participated, do you think?
About 6 or 7 of us. And we raised a total of $1,768 for you.
Thank you very much. And the kids, thank you very much. And that just shows you what the community can do when people pull together, even act on their own. $1,000. So thank you very much. Susan?
How about Mike?
Okay, Mike.
How about over here? You know, a telethon wouldn't be a telethon if, number one, we didn't miss some cues. But if, number two, I didn't get to say, here's Johnny. Here's my buddy. Here's my buddy, John Mitchell.
Hi, everybody.
John's been involved in these telethons as long as I have, I think. He goes around the community, starts in about, August, and knocks on doors, goes up to everybody he can, flirts with more people than you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's well known in this community.
Yep.
John also works at Payless, he puts the canisters out at the registers there. And you talk about success. You talk about raising money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. This guy has done it over the years. John, we're proud of you.
Yeah.
Tell us what you've done this year.
If it wasn't for Payless people helping me, I couldn't be up here today and helping you all. This total will help anybody who got MD. My total is
800
21
and 74 cents.
74 cents.
$821.74. John Mitchell, you did it again for us, pal. And he did it in the buckets and in the cans. He did it the hard way.
Thank you, everybody who requested me.
And thank you, John Mitchell. We all trust you.
Payless.
You're our guy. Thanks, Payless. How about that? Now, John's always involved. John's always doing things, and we've had a volunteer also for several years now who does some wonderful things for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. I'm talking about Rebecca Holliday. Rebecca arranges the auction that takes place out here, goes around several months ahead of time, and goes to the merchants and finds the items that we're going to auction off during the telethon that takes place on Labor Day. Congratulations. We appreciate your effort.
Thanks.
You do a lot of work.
Every year, but it's worth it.
It is, okay. And tell you, in fact, you're second generation telethon worker, right?
Yes, I am.
Uh-huh. Well, tell us how you've done. What kind of success this year?
This year we did $3,528 at the auction.
$3,528. How about that for an auction?
And I want to thank the local merchants because without them we couldn't do this.
Well, of course not. And lots of great items donated. And in fact, I saw that vehicle out there. What did that little that used van go for?
It brought in $500.
$500. Okay, $500 toward $3,528 from the auction. Rebecca, thanks so much for being with us and for the work you do every year. We certainly appreciate it. Okay, guys, there's more.
Thanks, Mike. We're here with the WEA Fire Department.
Yes, we done a fill the boot to collect money for MDA. We collected $455 in about 3 hours yesterday morning.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Let's give us your name.
Charles Richardson.
Charles, thank you for coming out today, and thank you, WEA Fire Department. We have another group here. We have the Delphi Volunteer Fire Department.
I'm Richard Hawkins, Fire Safety Coordinator.
James Bishop.
Chris Myers.
Roy Mitchell.
We had a Fill the Boot campaign for 2 days, and we only did it for 11 hours, and we raised $3,085.48.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you. Great effort here. Now let's go over to Mike.
You know, throughout the telethon since last night, one of the most active people besides Susan Clisby is Jared Chaffman. Jared, it's been pretty special. You've been working pretty hard for us, haven't you?
Yes.
You've been here since we started out, huh?
Yep.
And there's a reason, and the reason that Jared has been so involved, among others, is that Jared, for this area, is MDA's Goodwill Ambassador for 1999. And what an ambassador he is. We want to make, Mom, how about putting that around his neck? Let's see it. All right, dude, that's what she said. Look at this. Congratulations to Jared Chaffman, our Goodwill. In fact, you know, this guy, I mean, he's stealing the show. We started doing some promotions 3 or 4 weeks before the telethon started. He showed up. He put that great big old smile on his face, and he's made it. He's just a ham. He does exactly what it takes to deal with the kind of people that he has to around a television station, and we're so proud to have him. And Lorraine, you should be proud of this boy.
I'm very proud of him.
Tell us a little bit. Now Jared's a student, 5th grade student, right?
Yes, at Mayflower Mill.
At Mayflower Mill. Tell us about his muscular dystrophy and how he's coping.
Well, he's got Becker's disease, and it affects the calves of the legs, and so is my other son. And it makes them, well, yeah, it goes up to the hip and everything, too, but right now it's starting in the calves.
I think Jared's going to explain this maybe a little more than Mom, huh?
Yes. But anyway, he falls down sometimes, and his arms are getting weaker. It's hard for him to carry, like, pitchers of water and everything. And like last year at the Haunted Mansion, we went through there, and he got halfway through and collapsed. And policemen took him out, but he misses stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they go on field trips and stuff. We have to make sure they have wheelchairs and everything, because they get behind, you know, they can't keep up with everybody. But
I saw him playing a little football out here, though, during one of the breaks between the telethon, and he's going at it pretty heavy.
Yes. Now, he can go for a period of time, so can my other son, but they have to stop and take breaks and stuff. But so far, they're dealing with it okay, and so am I.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, and you've got a positive young man here. What's it like for a mom, though, to coping with the problems that Becker's causes?
Well, it's very stressful. These two seem to catch the flu and stuff a lot, too, and they say that's affiliated with it. And I miss some work sometimes, and just their exercises and making sure, you know, just worrying about them, laying up awake at night and wondering what their life's going to be like when they grow up, and it's a real concern.
You know, Mike Prangley and I, Mike brought on his kids, and about an hour ago I had on my grandkids, and we said thank you so much for giving us healthy kids, but help us think too about the moms and dads who are coping and coping with these various muscular dystrophies. How do you keep that attitude? Every time I've seen you, you're smiling, and this guy's always happy.
Well, I cried about it for the first month or so, and then I realized it's time to quit crying and just get up and deal with it every day, and that's what we do. And I want them to have a happy childhood and everything, and be little boys as long as they can. So that's how I do it. And I just laugh about it because it doesn't do any good to cry.
Well, I guess that's true. But what about the Muscular Dystrophy Association? Tell us how the pledges that people are making during this telethon actually help you and your family.
Well, they get to go to camp every year, and that is so fun for them, and it's so nice for them. They get to meet other kids with different diseases, and they see how they cope with it, and so that helps them. And this year is the first time I got into some support from other people that had kids. I've never been around too many other people that had muscular dystrophy kids, and this year it helped me cope a lot better, talking to them and seeing how they're dealing with it and everything. So they've helped me that way many times. And they gave him a lot of opportunities this year. You know, you get to meet the governor and the mayor and everything, and he's been really pleased with it. And I'm pleased with MDA. I'm really happy that they're there because I don't know what we'd do without them.
You know, that week of summer camp up at Camp Tecumseh, $400 worth of contributions will pay for it. And we've seen, we saw some tape earlier of Jared up there, and obviously having a wonderful time. And we see that I saw Jared and Troy going at it a little while ago, and reliving some of those moments, and they were great. But you know, there's another thought that I had, and that is, this is a full-time job for you, managing these two boys, yes. and when they're at camp, that must be a break, huh?
Yes, it's a little bit of a break. We get to take a breather and rest a little bit, knowing that they're having fun and are taken care of, and it's wonderful.
Well, and it's certainly important that people realize that, and realize that right here in our community, you're benefiting people. Here's a fifth grader at Mayflower Mill Elementary, and you know, mom's having to cope, but somehow we're doing it. And somehow, through the Muscular Dystrophy Association, the people in this community are responding, and they are taking part. They're making the contributions, making the pledges, and not only are they doing things like sending people to camp, but and maybe more important is that they fund the research that someday is going to resolve these problems.
And I want to tell everybody, I thank everybody here, and the firefighters and everything, 'cause we really appreciate it.
We appreciate you, and we certainly appreciate your boy. What a guy he is. Look at that smile. I tell you, he's stealing our show. 743-1880. 743-1880. That's the number to call to do your part, to help this kid and to help this mom and to help everybody else who's dealing with muscular dystrophy. Susan.
Thank you, Mike. We're here today with Men in Uniform. Speaking of uniform, I want to thank University Spirit for our wonderful shirts that they provided us today. And the Men in Blue, we'll make some introductions here.
Bud Schwartz, Gary Gaither,
Joe Smith.
The Lafayette Fire Department, and I understand you have a very special check for us today.
Well, I hope so. It's not quite as much as we anticipated or would like to have, but it's a sizable check. If you made any trips through Lafayette over the weekend, you know that the guys were out in the street with all the sunshine. It was a little warm, but it was well worth it, and we want to thank everybody that passed by and filled the boot. We'd like to present this check for $26,892.
$26,000.
And you say this is just a portion. There is more coming?
Right. There's still guys out in the street. You still have an opportunity to go out and put something in the boot, and we're wanting to add to that total. We're still shooting for $30,000.
How long will those men be out?
Well, till probably dark. We're allowed to be out there during the daylight hours, so.
That's wonderful. Everybody, stop by.
Bud Schwartz, we're certainly thankful. We thank you very much for everything. You know, the firemen were some of the original people involved in the telethon back in the early 70s here in Lafayette. You guys have been part of it. There was a little period of time maybe where you weren't allowed to, but we got past that, and you're out there raising almost $30,000. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Let's find out what that's done. I haven't broken a balloon since I got here, but we're making a move.
Think
we're
you can
getting
do that
close.
by yourself?
I'm going to find out.
Okay.
And if I can't, Susan will come and help me. Here we go. $195,432. Ladies and gentlemen, we're cooking. We are on the way. We've got $195,000, and if that doesn't beat what we did last year, I'm sure it's close. We ought to be able to get over $200,000 before we reach the 6 o'clock hour. We've got 35 minutes. If we can make $200,000 in Lafayette, Indiana, folks, we've done something. Let's see what we can do. Let's make the phone calls. 743-1880. 743-1880. Look at there, Mike Robinson, Purdue men's basketball team, sitting there all by himself. That's probably the quietest this guy has been since he came to campus. Nobody to talk to. Make a phone call, 743-1880. Somebody make the calls. Somebody get this guy on the telephone. If you don't, I'm going to make him stand up. He'll love that. Make the call. Make the call to 743-1880, and let's get something cooking. Let's get the phones ringing. Dr. Beering and Jane Beering are sitting over here. Dr. Beering's on the phone. Jane, nobody yet. Talk to us, Jane. You're on phone. Now, it says phone number 1, but obviously that must not be the first one to ring.
No, nobody, it hasn't rung for a while.
We're going to do something about that. Tell them how important this is.
Really is important, so we need people to call. Yeah.
Phones are starting to ring. Okay, Heather Bell from Christina and Company takes a phone call. Now we're going to get going. Dr. Beering, Steve Beering. Let me tell you something. What an asset to this community this guy is. And we certainly appreciate you and your wife both giving up this bit of time to come over here to us and to take a couple of hours of your Labor Day weekend and contribute to the telethon. Thanks so much.
Delighted to do it. We have a check from Jane and me to help Jerry's kids.
Well, we're certainly excited for this.
Delighted to give this to you.
A check for $1,000 from the president of Purdue University. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a personal check. And we certainly appreciate, not only does he give up his time and his talent, but he's making a donation, and we appreciate that so much. What a guy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 743-1880. A check for $1,000 from the president of Purdue. We've had $5 phone calls. We've had $1 phone calls. Ladies and gentlemen, this is important. We're doing good work in this community. We want you to be a part of it. We've raised $195,000, now at least $196,000. An unbelievable number, a lot of money. We can do better. We can raise more, and we're going to do it. See Mike Prangley standing over there. He's going to take another check.
Yes, the Frankfurt Fire Department. I'm here with Matt Stidham, and he has some exciting news to share with us here. You have a big donation here?
Yes, on behalf of the community of Frankfurt and the Frankfurt Fire Department, we want to present a check for $1,679.
All right, so let's have a loud cheer for that. Way to go. Okay. Okay, so we're keeping the ball moving forward here. We're down to our last hour here, and thank you very much from Frankfurt. And let's keep those phones ringing. We're so close to that big 200, so let's keep it going. And there we go. There's the sweet sound of some more phones ringing. In fact, as we head through the afternoon, we've met a lot. Again, I've seen a lot of kids at MDA, and they've been benefiting. And here's Megan running on the set, but they benefited a lot. Unbelievable with the camp every year they're sent to, the wheelchairs, all this money raises. And it's not just the $1,000 donations that go a long way. It's just the $5 and the $10 donations, because that way you have even more people giving. And if everybody can just give a little bit here as we head and wind this down, that'll make a big difference as we head into the next few years, as we are really close. So, Mike?
You know, we saw Jared Chaffman over there a little while ago, and he was talking about how he did a lot of things. He could do a lot of things on his own, running around, but with his particular muscular dystrophy, it gets a little tougher after a while, and sometimes when he goes on a field trip, he's got to get into a wheelchair. Well, somebody's got to make that. Somebody's got to buy that. You know, that's something I don't have to buy for my kids, or I didn't, and fortunately, my kids don't have to buy it for theirs. But if you have a young person with muscular dystrophy, you have to do it. And it costs $1,700 to get the right kind of wheelchair. Can you imagine that? Well, Lafayette, Indiana, we're going to raise it. We're going to raise, and I want you to think about Jared, that kid, the goodwill ambassador with a big old smile on his face. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to raise enough money that if he needs a wheelchair, the people right here in Lafayette, Indiana are going to pay for it. We're going to do it in the next few minutes. We're going to raise $1,700. $1,700. It's not easy, but we're going to do it. We're going to make the phones ring. We're going to call 743-1880. In fact, I'll tell you what. Let's get everybody calling at one time. We're going to do this. I'm going to read off the numbers of the telephone. Don't call yet. Don't call for another 10 seconds, but poise before the telephone. We're going to make the phone ring. I'm going to walk you through the telephone, the numbers of the phone. Ready? Push that 7, 4, 3, 1, 8, 8. All right, everybody out there. We should have 16 people with their finger ready to go. Hit the 0 and make the phones ring. Ladies and gentlemen of Lafayette, there they go. Hey, it's magic. It's working. Listen to the sound of those telephones ringing. We're going to raise them. We're going to raise $1,700. Sheila Clinker, how'd you do? You got 100. What a start. How about it? Let's make the phones ring. What numbers? What are some of these numbers? Help my calculator. I see a 10. We're at 110. Mike Robinson's taking one. Mike, what's Mike got?
$10, Mike.
Mike's got a 10. How about Brian from Abate over here? He's got a number. 15. That's 135. We're
Mike,
beginning.
we got 50.
How much?
$5.
Susan, I heard you say something.
You got 50 over here.
50, thank you. We're at $190. Our goal is to raise $1,700. Jared doesn't need a wheelchair today, but someday he's gonna. And when the Muscular Dystrophy Association gives it to him, we're gonna know that we did our part. We helped pay for that. Mom didn't have to do it. $190 we've raised. We got to get $1,700.
Mike, we've got 25 here.
How about 25? I'll take it. That's $215. $215.
We've got another 25.
Carol Curtis Stone from WASK. You're taking a phone call. How much?
This is for $25 from Sandy Booth.
Sandy, thank you very much for your... She's what?
From Malott, Indiana.
She's from Malott, Flagtown, USA. I know all about Malott. There you go. It's $25. Okay, Greg McQuay from the Purdue basketball team, taking a phone call, taking a pledge.
We got
We'll be writing it
$50
down
here,
in a
Mike.
moment. Susan took a 50. That puts us at 290. Chad Kirkhoff is taking one. We'll find out just momentarily how these basketball players are doing.
25.
25. We're trying to raise 1,700. We got 315. We're pushing towards 6 o'clock. We got one back here. Red from Abate. How much? $40. Thank you, Red.
20.
Thank you. 20. How much? Bob from Abate got a 25. That puts us at 400. Chad Kirkhoff, he just took a call. How much?
$20.
A $20 contribution. Okay, we're on our way.
Mike Robinson just took a call for $20.
20 more for Mike Robinson. Mike, we appreciate your efforts coming out here.
We have 2 calls here, each $5.
Five more. That means we raised 450.
And we just got a call from Attica, Mike. They raised $839. They want to reach a $1,000 goal by the end of the day. So help out in Attica. Give them a call. The number's at the bottom of your screen. They have $839. They want to raise $1,000 by the end of the telethon. Give them a call.
Okay, we've got 450 at this point. I'm watching Greg McQuay. I'm waiting for Greg McQuay to write a number down here.
We've got some challenges, too, from Troy Jones at Vinton Elementary to all students and teachers to contribute. Betty Jesse of the Little Angels Child Care Center is challenging all Tippecanoe Child Care Centers to do anything they can to help. And in Jasper County, Delilah Bird is challenging people who participated up there to also give.
Okay, we're at $450. We're pushing
another
towards
25 up
1,700.
here.
I heard 25. That gives us $864. 864 is the number that we've got so far.
Mike, Diana Eastley just called in, and she wanted to pledge $20
I
toward that
appreciate
wheelchair.
it, Diana. That gives us 884. 884 as we push our way towards $1,700. Greg, what'd you get?
$300. $300.
$300. Greg McQuay, you're working that telephone well. That takes us to $1,184 in just that short amount of time. How about this, folks? We're cooking. We're cooking.
We've got $25 in honor of Destiny Cunningham.
That's $1,200. $500 short of buying that wheelchair.
Mike
Dr.
Robinson
Beering just got a call from the Lafayette Fire Department saying they're coming in with another $2,000.
How about that, Lafayette Fire
great.
Department?
That's great.
We're looking forward to getting that here. Hey, how about it, Bob? Bob Abate. How much you got there, Bob? Oh,
Okay, we've got 90 back here, Mike.
90.
We've got $50, another $50 phone call for Mike Robinson.
50, that's $13.49. How about these folks out here in the front row from Christine and Company? Amy, you're not talking to anybody.
25 and 5.
25 and 5.
That's for me. I know these girls are taking up to $100 and more.
Okay, well, we're trying. We're cooking. Let's go. Let's make those phone calls. The number to call, 743-1880. We've raised $1,349 in our quest to raise $1,700. And you know what that $1,700 does? It'll buy a wheelchair for one young person who's dealing and coping with muscular dystrophy.
We have a $25 donation from Lorraine and Prentice Stovall, Mike.
Thank you. Whoa, talk to me. Boy, the West Lafayette Fire Department, they're going to bring in another $2,000.
We've got another $25 over here.
25 more. Okay, we're at $13.99.
$50.
$13.99 in our quest to raise $1,700. Greg, did you take another one?
No.
You got 300. That was a big one, huh? You had a smile on your face when you wrote that down.
Yeah, I was surprised.
That guy will
Mike,
surprise us.
We got $50 that she's
50
handed you
more.
here.
50 more. That's $14.49.
We have 25 over here, Mike.
25. We're at $14.74. Got some more? $4.50s. That would be $200 in my book. That puts us at $16.74. We're $26 shy of reaching our goal.
I have
in this little bit of time.
$4,500 here. $45.
$45, which
Okay,
means
I think we're there.
$17.19. Ladies
got
and gentlemen of
$10.
Lafayette, Indiana, once more you did my heart proud. And we raised, in that short amount of time, $1,719. I'm excited.
That's great.
Isn't that easy?
That's
I mean, it's just really
exciting.
special. I also, before we make we're going to have Mike Prangley talk to a couple people, but I talked to a lady earlier who called in. Her name is Eunice Freeman. She lives in Lafayette, and Eunice made this pledge for her granddaughter, who's 32 years old. Her name is Michelle Cornell, and Michelle has kids ages 3 and 6, and Michelle is suffering from Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and Eunice Freeman makes a pledge of $1,000 in the name of her daughter, Michelle. Eunice, you don't know how much we thank you for that thought.
Woo!
Thank you, Eunice. 743-1880, the number to call. Mike Prangley.
Yes, Mulberry is making some noise here on this Labor Day in a big way. I'm here with Peggy and Dennis Grayson, and they've got some great news. In fact, Dennis is one of the true heroes today on Labor Day. He has been up since 10 o'clock yesterday morning helping to raise money. That's just incredible there. Incredible willpower shown by Dennis. Tell us a little bit about what you've been going through this big Labor Day weekend.
Okay, well, I got up and I went into the town of Mulberry and collected money from the street corner, and which I do every year since I have done in the past for almost 30 years. And I'm a real big fan of Jerry's, and I really do appreciate the work that I do for him and for MDA.
Yeah, and you set a goal of $500, and you know what? We beat that goal that you set of $500. And Mulberry, proud to announce $726 to add to that. And hey, if we can make that goal and beat that, we can surpass our goal here today. So keep those calls coming, and thank you very much, Dennis and Peggy.
Thank you. I appreciate being here and donating the money for this, and I'm going to work as hard as I can next year, try to donate, take more in, beat my goal again next year.
Thank you very much. A great story out of Mulberry, and this is my first year, and I hope to be in it many more years to come. This is a lot of fun, and it's definitely for a good cause. In fact, let's keep those phones ringing now. In fact, let's go back to Mike.
Yeah, every time they want to stop talking, they say, let's go to Mike, huh? Air Force Sergeant Rita Shooter. Shutter. I had it right the first time. You've been taking quite a few phone calls here. How much did you total?
$280.
$180 in several calls. We certainly appreciate that, and certainly appreciate the Air Force taking some time off from their recruiting duties to come over here and take part in the Jerry Lewis Telethon. Sheila Klinker is on the telephone. I wish if she ever gets free, if you've ever known Sheila to take a break, it probably won't happen very often, but I have a pledge I would like for her to particularly to read to you. But until they get there, Chris, tell us about some of yours.
Well, we have a pledge from Mary Guesswine. She's challenging all bartenders in the area to meet her pledge of $10. We also heard from Adam Jones, $10, and Shirley Robertson, $25. And Sheila's still talking.
That's okay, I'll take it.
All right, Susan, go ahead.
I have a pledge here from Dina Wise in memory of her neighbor girl for $10. Thank you, Dina. My goodness, I think Sheila's free.
Okay, Sheila's off the phone. Mrs. Klinker, State Representative Klinker, would you please read that pledge for us?
I surely would like to. That is $100 from a person that I know, Carrie Klinker Black.
Carrie Klinker Black.
That's right.
From Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago, Illinois.
How about those Klinker kids, huh?
Visiting us today, and I'm very pleased. I asked her if she'd be watching, and she did that before she left.
Oh, she did.
So I appreciate that.
Well, how about that? Carrie, thank you very much. Now, there are several other Klinker kids and Klinker nephews and nieces around this community. There are a bunch of them. Make those phone calls, folks. Mom and aunt, grandma, she's sitting right here. And representatives, so if any of her constituents are out there you want to call, give us a call, 743-1880. Boy, suddenly it's quieted down.
Very quiet.
Well, I'd
And
like
it
to
was-
read some pledges.
Let's hear about it.
We've got a lot of pledges here. William Culp, Lafayette, $25. Mike Smith, Lafayette, $25. Jeffrey Newton, Lafayette, $10. Carl Krabel, West Lafayette, $10. Chris, do you have some over there?
Teresa Elgomale of West Lafayette, $100. Adrian Domrosky of Remington, $20. Wanda Buck of Otterburn, $20. Lucida Fouth of Attica, $10. And all these little pledges, they all add up. Any amount that you can afford to give can make a difference in somebody's life, can take a burden off a family, can help them with doctors and equipment and that R&R of camp. That's a break for the kids to get away from their parents as much as it is a break for the parents to not have to worry about their kids every day. How are they going to get to school? How are they going to walk to class? Are they going to get there all right? Do they need braces? Do they need a wheelchair? All these dollars add up and can make a huge difference. And you know, we have a lot of heroes in life. We have some of the Purdue basketball players here, and everybody looks up to them. But you know, some of the biggest heroes that I know are people who have chronic illnesses, and they face things that we don't face day in and day out. And it can really make a difference if you can ease that question, that looming uncertainty in their life. If you can help with some of this money and help provide the equipment and the doctors and the diagnostic evaluations, it'll make a big difference in their lives. Mike?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but as we walk around here, we have these earplugs in our ear, and the boss is back in a truck talking to us. Tina just spoke to me, and Tina said, Mike, do you think we can raise $2,500 before we quit? I don't know. We got all these people on the phone here. Dr. Beering, do you think we can raise $2,500 before 6 o'clock? Do you think we can?
Oh, sure.
Oh, sure. What about you folks from Abate? Can we make $2,500? People with the Abate thumbs are up. Mike Robinson back here, can we raise $2,500 before 6 o'clock? You hope so. How about the Air Force? What do you think? The Air Force thinks we can. Greg, can we do it? Can we raise $2,500? Oh, sure we can. How about the gals from Christina and Company? What do you go? Can we do it?
Oh, yeah.
Can we do it? You think we can? All right. Pardon? You'd like to get over 200,000. Jane Beering, you think we can do it?
I hope so.
Think we can. Encourage these people.
Start calling.
They better start. We can't do it with those phones sitting quietly. Okay.
We've got more challenges.
There's
Mike,
the challenge. What have we got
Vinton,
left? We've
from
got
Vinton School. They're challenging students and kids from Vinton School
All
again.
right. Okay, so here's the deal, folks. There's 15 minutes left. In the next 15 minutes, we're going to show these people in this community just how special we are. And we're going to raise $2,500. Not going to be easy. I know a lot of guys are coming off the golf course. You spend a long Labor Day out there on the links. You know, you worked up a sweat, and you're sitting home now having a drink, and you're getting ready to watch the news, and here's the telethon on, and there's that picket out there who didn't get a play today, but he is in here having a good time. Well, he won a little money out there on the golf course. You didn't play me, so you didn't win as much as you might have otherwise, but nonetheless, you had a good time and a good day today, and now it's time to sit back and relax, and let's see what we can do. You're going to join in, all you guys. You're going to help us raise $2,500 between now and 6 o'clock. 15 minutes to go. The number to call is 743-1880. 743-1880. Let's show them what kind of a town we have. Lafayette, make those phones ring. 743-1880. They're starting to pick up. Almost every telephone on this side is taken, and every telephone on this side is taken. That's big news. That means that things are happening. Now let's hear some numbers. Let's start this calculator going. We're after $1,500.
Sergeant Shutter, what did you just take?
$26.
All right, there we go. We got it off.
How
Started
much?
off.
$25.
26.
25. How much? Let's hear some numbers.
$100.
$100. All right.
Mike, Luke and Mike Jenkins, two little boys, heard your plea, and they donated $10.
$10. Thank you, guys. What are their names?
Mike and Luke Jenkins.
Mike and Luke. We appreciate it, guys. You're special.
Got another call for $25.
That's 135. I heard 25. That puts us at 160.
We've got 20 here.
20 more. We're at 190.
We've
on
got
our way to
$100.
$100
from Susan Terpstra. Thank you very much,
Thank you, Susan.
Hey, Abate just got one for 50.
All right, thanks, guys.
And another one for 30.
Another for 30. That puts us at 370. I think we'll make 2,500 and then some, huh? All three from Christina and Company. How'd you do here? $100. Okay.
We've got another $100 contribution.
Another 100.
This one in honor of Sharon Arvin.
That's $570 that we've made. Tina thought we could get 2,500. I think we can. I think we can do it.
Now, while we're taking these totals, don't forget about the surrounding counties. Call in. You're doing a great job out in the counties. You see the number on your screen. We've got Rossville now. Call that number.
Brian from Abate just got another $25, and he's picking up the phone again.
How much?
25.
25.
And Mike with 25 more dollars.
25 more for Mike. That gives us 620.
20
Greg,
here, Mike.
nobody's talking to you. What's the deal?
5 right here from Mike Ford. He wanted to come. To all motorcyclists.
All the motorcyclists. And half of them are here with us, I think. That gives us 5. That's 625.
Got 25 over here, Mike.
25. I'm happy. 650. $650. How about it, Chad? Who'd you get? Chad Kirkhoff.
We had Kenneth McDonald pledge $25.
Thank you, Kenneth. $25. Sheila Clinker, what'd you get?
I got $20 from a former student of mine, Krista Hahn, which we
Okay.
appreciate very
So
much.
I guess he's good for it.
Yes,
I
she's
bet
good for
so. Okay. Thanks, Sheila.
Mike,
And
Dr.
thank
and
you,
Mrs.
Chris.
Beering have
625.
125. Together?
125.
Another $20.
I like it. 20 more. That's 840 in our effort to raise $2,500 by 6 o'clock. We got a ways to go, but it looks like all the phones are busy. Here's how it works.
Got $25 over here, Mike.
25 more. 865 Lafayette.
Another $100 contributor to Mike Robinson. He's getting the phone call.
Mike Robinson's hot on that
He's got
telephone over
He's got
there.
a touch of gold on him over here, I think.
Okay, 25 more dollars.
Thank
over
you,
here.
Mike Prangley. 25 more. We're at 990. We're at 990.
That $100 from Jim Alkire.
Another 100? Nope. Same 100.
We got
Jim
a challenge
Alkire.
from
Thanks,
Betty
pal.
Porter asking all grandparents to contribute what they can to MDA.
What'd you get, Amy?
Well, actually, that was not a pledge. That was for a newscast. But we have done a few more pledges. We've had a 25 and 5. So that's still pretty good.
Okay, so we can say 30 more, huh? Okay, that's 1,020. Amy's phone's ringing.
Hello, Jerry Lewis MDA Telethon. This is Amy. Would you like to redeem your pledge using a major credit card or with a personal check?
Just make it big, whatever it is. We appreciate it. 743-1880. 743-1880. Ladies and gentlemen of Lafayette, Indiana, we're making an effort to raise $2,500, and we've got, what, about 11 or 12 minutes to go to make it?
$50.
11 more
$50.
minutes. I heard 50. I
And
heard
Mike,
50.
we have a $25 contribution in memory of someone you and I both knew, Earl Richardson from
Oh, yeah.
WASK Radio.
All right.
Quite a personality.
He certainly was one of my favorites. Earl
Mike, I
Richardson.
have 150.
150. I like to hear it. We're at 1245. 1245. Couple phones not ringing. Yep.
Oh, we're keeping him busy.
Robinson just picked his up. Here we go. Here's a pledge of $25 in memory of Donald Lucas, in memory of Donald Lucas. And it came from Tracy Myers. Thank you very much, Tracy. That's $1,270. $1,270, and the phones continue to ring. We're down to 10 minutes.
$20 more.
20 bucks. 20 bucks. We're at $1,290 in our quest.
15 here. And
15
25
more,
here.
25. We're at 1,330. 1,330. We want 2,500. I think
We
we're
have
going to do
a
it.
$10 contribution and a challenge to people who visit and work at the Lafayette Adult Reading Academy, to anyone to donate, $10.
Okay. All right. We're at 1,340. We're at 1,340, and the phones are ringing. Everybody is on the telephone. That's great. That's great.
Mike, I have $5 in memory of Jennifer Carpenter, and another one for $5.
Okay, that's 1,350. 1,350. We're cooking. We're cooking. We're going to do it.
$10.
10 bucks.
Here's one from Keaton Warland for $100.
Thank you. $100 takes us to 1,460.
We've got a contribution of $10, Mike.
10 bucks. 1,470. 1,470. Ladies and gentlemen, we're after $2,500 by 6 o'clock.
Mike, here's $50.
50 bucks. 1,520. We're on the way. We're on the way. We got 1,520.
Here's
in
20.
Our quest. Here's 20 more. gives us 1540.
And another 25.
25.
We have $100 from
1565.
Diana Jones.
Thank you, Diana
Lafayette.
Jones, for your $100. It pushes up to 1665. We shoot for 2,500 by 6 o'clock. We've got 8 minutes to go to raise it. I think it's going to happen. How much you have here? Another 20. 100. 100. All right. Okay, we just heard, Diane. We already got that. We can't ring it in twice. I know how they do things at WSK, but we can only count it once.
Hey, Mike, I've got 200 here.
How much?
200 from Chuck Yost.
$200. Wow. Takes us to 1885. No doubt. No doubt, Lafayette, you're wonderful. You're beautiful. You're going to take us over there in no time at all.
We've got a $50 contribution from Brittany Rourks of West Lafayette.
That's 1935. 1935.
Okay, we got $10 over here.
Another 10. That's
and a
1945.
A challenge to all Tri-County high school students to beat $10. So that's a challenge there for all Tri-County high school students to beat $10.
And a $50 contribution from Jack and Margaret Crutchfield.
How much?
$50.
50. That 50 takes us to 1995. Now we're starting to get there.
Doing all right.
We're almost ready to go around the
going.
corner.
Mike, I have a $25 pledge here.
25 takes us to $2,020.
And another $10
Another
pledge.
10. That's 2,030. And they wondered if we could make 2,500. I think we'll do it. I
No
think
problem.
we'll do it. We'll make it. We've got 5 more minutes to make another $500.
Kurt Fitzgerald, $100.
All right. Like to hear it. That's 2,130. 2,130.
Okay, $25.
25 more. We're at 2,155.
We've got $50 from Dottie Ott.
Thank you, Dottie. That's $2,200. 2,205.
And $50 from Courtney Rourks.
That's 2,255. No problem. We're on our way. Be a part of this.
25 more.
6
I
more
have
minutes.
$100 here.
100.
From Chester Regal.
Thank you, Chester Regal. 2380. 2380. We're going to do. Maybe we can make this 3,000. What do you think? Can we take it to 3,000? How much time do we have? 5.5 minutes to take it to $3,000. I think we can do it. I really do. Let's see what we can do. Call us at 743-1880. Please don't let any one of these operators sit without a telephone in their ear.
Mike Robinson's golden fingers here aren't on the phone, so
No.
somebody needs to give him a call.
And Chad Kirkhoff sitting down here. He could be doing his engineering homework.
There we go. It's ringing.
Yeah, they both got a phone call.
Okay,
All right.
And Dale sent in $25.
Thank
He's
you,
new
Dale.
to town in West Lafayette in honor of his 1-year-old daughter, Sarah. Thanks a lot,
Appreciate it,
Dale.
Dale. Welcome to our town. It's a special place. And we're showing you one little bit of what makes it special right now, as our town is responding and communicating. We got 5 more minutes, and we're going to raise $600, $595 before 6 o'clock. That'll take us to $3,000 in that period of time. And that, my friend, is a special number.
We've got $25 from
20.
Michelle and Ron Houston.
25 more.
Mike, that $100 we just took in a minute ago was in memory of Stephen Redenbow, who died in 1973 of muscular dystrophy.
Okay, that takes us to 2530. 2530.
$10 more.
10 more.
We've got $20. Brian's
20.
taking the phone call.
Okay, that's 2560. Up, here we go. What you got? What you got?
We got $20
Oh, you
here.
need more forms. We're running out of paperwork. Where are the helpers?
Another $100 phone call for Mike Robinson.
For her 7 grandsons that are healthy. She's pledging $25 for each of them, which equals $175.
That is special. That is special. Thank you very much for that $175. You're doing so well, we're running out of the paperwork. Here we go. Oh, we got a whole new packet. We've got plenty. We'll be all right. We've got 4 more minutes. We got 4 more minutes to raise less than $300.
$25.
Did you add in that-
25 more.
Did you add in that last $100 for
How
Mike
much?
Robinson?
You got another
100.
100. I'll tell you, Mike Robinson is probably going to be the champion pledge taker. How about it here, Carol? 50 more dollars. 50, that's 29.10. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost there.
Fabulous.
$15 here.
5 more. Maybe we can get 3,500. Let's keep it going. 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes.
Oh.
Maybe we can raise.
Hey, we've got a big one
$3,500.
coming here, Mike.
Here it comes. She's smiling. The guy would like to say hello. Hello. Who am I talking to? Hi, Chris. I appreciate it. You making a pledge? All right, thanks, babe. All righty, bye. Chris Smith, making a pledge.
Amy, would you like to tell us what you have?
I would love to. This is from Steve. He sends $400 to send a child to camp, and the only thing he asks is to challenge everyone out there to please pledge to the Jerry Lewis Fund and help a child out there. Very generous.
How about
Thank
that?
you. That's
That's
wonderful.
pretty special. That takes us to $3,315. We're running out of time. How much time do we have left?
Mike,
more
we've got
minutes? 2 more
$100
minutes?
from Chuck Lowry.
I heard 100. I like it. How much you got here? 15 and a 20.
Mike, we've got $20 in memory of Andrew Frazier and a $20 donation in memory of Louis Ramaley.
All right. Special people, and we appreciate it.
Every
What was your
little
total
bit
there?
helps. Christopher Smith just pledged $1.
And we've got $5 over here now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's $3,525 we raised in that period of time. And we're going to keep on going. Let's not stop now.
Great community
2 more
response.
minutes. What do you think we can do in 2
$25
minutes?
here, Mike,
25.
in honor of Peter Lazar,
Okay.
who has Duchenne's disease.
We're almost through. We've raised $3,550. The phones are starting to quiet down, but there's no reason to, folks. Every little bit, every pledge you make is important. 743-1880. 743-880. We've got a minute and a half left. Let's see if we can pick up another couple $100 in that amount of time.
Got a couple
I
of people
think
who
we
don't
can do
have
it.
phones in their hands. We need the phones to ring so they can write these
Mike
things
Robinson
down.
has taken more pledges than anybody here so far, at least more dollar volume.
I have $55 here, Mike.
55 takes us to $3,605. We're on the way. We're on the way.
A big $50 just in.
50 more for $36.55. 100. Sheila Clinker took it. $37.55. One more minute to see what we can do. Let's count them up. When you take the phone call, ask them how much the pledge is before you take down their credit card number, and we'll get some numbers in here.
$10,
$5
Mike.
right here.
Yeah.
5, and I heard 10.
And another 20.
$37.70. That's 20. That makes us $37.90.
Mike
There's
Robinson's eyes just got huge. He got another $100
I
contribution.
told you this guy is
1,000.
magic.
Hang on. It's $1,000.
Oh, Mike Robinson. What a guy.
He is
I tell
definitely
you.
the golden man of the
That's
telethon.
right. I can't wait for this basketball season. He's got a hot hand. All right. We're doing okay.
That
We're
$1,000
pushing.
contribution is from Earl Gregg.
We're pushing. We're pushing.
Thank you, Earl.
We better be quick. Get over here real quick. Right over here.
We've got
Here
some
come the
boots
firemen.
coming
They're
in.
bringing their boot. They're bringing their boot. We're almost out of time here. Look at this. Man, these are heavy boots. I'm assuming you've counted this money. How much?
We've got an estimate of $2,072.
$2,072. You guys are pretty special. You guys are pretty special. Thank you very much. Let's see where we stand. Grab your popper. Let's see what we've done for the Greater Lafayette community's involvement in the Jerry Lewis 1999 Labor Day Telethon. Pop those balloons. $212,000.
That's great, Lafayette.
All right. Here they come. $212,000. Lafayette, you guys are pretty special. Come here, pal. What do you think of that number?
It's awesome.
That's awesome. That's well put. Susan Clisby, your first telethon, and it's a record.
Hey, it sounds
Congratulations.
wonderful.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Wasn't
Lafayette
this
and the
special?
surrounding counties.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so long, and thank you, Lafayette. I'm here with Jody Troutman from the Muscular Dystrophy Association and our Chris Marissi, and congratulations, lady.
Thank you very, very much. We owe it to everybody, all the VN area in Lafayette. We beat last year's tote board, and I'd like to announce that for the first time ever in the history, every single pledge center in this area, this viewing area, is up. So we are
All right,
ecstatic.
this is pretty special.
This is very
Look at this board. We raised $212,998 in the Lafayette community. You've been sitting back there and just adding up numbers, and we're working up a sweat.
And we still have people calling, so
It's
we're
amazing.
not even done. This has been wonderful. Thank you, everybody, the volunteers, the check presenters, those of you who came out or called in a pledge. We can't do it without you. You're the ones helping us to give hope, so thank you very, very much.
That's right, and this community has made a huge difference. Thank you very much for your time and your effort, and you'll make a difference in the lives of these kids with these diseases and the adults, too.
How about those firemen? They brought us more than roughly $30,000 filling the booth.
Just heard unofficially, they were trying to beat the record last year of 30,000, and we just heard unofficially that they have beat that record. So
Wasn't that
this has been
something?
a wonderful weekend.
I tell you, this has been great. It's been great for all of us, and we're so proud to be a part of it. And we managed to raise right here in Lafayette $212,998. I guess we could have done better, but I can't imagine how. This is a special town.
Going to have another wonderful year next year, I'm sure. Thank you, everybody.
And this is your rookie season
That's
as the
right.
main person.
That's
huh?
right. Not too bad, huh?
Well, I guess so. You did all right. It's pretty special, and we're pleased. And we've done it, and we just want to thank the people in Lafayette, because I tell you what, I've been bragging on you for 30 years, and I'm going to do it for 30 more. You're pretty special. You did your part. You made the phone calls. You did the special things for guys like my little buddy here. How you doing?
Great.
Great. Are you pleased? Are you excited?
I'm really excited.
Jared Chaffman. He's our special guy, and he's look at that. Look at that. Give him your big smile. One more time. There it is. All right. That's what it takes. We're reporting live from the scene of the Jerry Lewis Telethon at the Purdue Intercollegiate Athletic Center. I'm Mike Pickett for Chris Morissing and everybody else who has been a part of it. So long, everybody. Thanks.
She looks like she's lost weight. She's worried so much. No.
She's a busy person. Thank you, ladies. Jane, thank you for coming over.